Hello and welcome. My name is Elisa Di Napoli and I am a holistic clinical hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner, and coach. And today I want to talk about what are the keys to a healthy relationship during times of stress. And this is the first of a series. Today I want to talk about why relationships break down. And so, in this situation, specifically in which we are finding ourselves now, for those of us that are, lucky enough to be in lockdown, we may be stuck in situations that are far from perfect. So, for example, you may be forced to stay at home with people that you don't like, such as your flatmates, or maybe you're with a family looking after kids all day and find it's hard to get time and space for yourself. Or maybe you are at home with a partner and you do like your partner, but there's only so much time you can spend with them without driving each other crazy. So if you are struggling with your relationship at the moment, I would invite you to write in the comments what it is that you're struggling with the most at this time. And what I'd like to share with you today is a study that psychologist researcher John Gottman, did. And it's about what is very disruptive in relationships. And it's what he calls the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And these lead to the dissolution of relationships in 90% of the cases. Now, the first horseman of the apocalypse, this is what I'm going to call them, is criticism. So criticism is the behavior, this behavior is defined as an attack. It's an attack on your partner's character. Not on his actions or her actions, but on your partner's character. So it's different and distinct from offering a critique, for example, or voicing a specific complaint. Criticisms tend to include words such as always, never. For example, you may make a statement such as, you always have to have the last word, or you never listen. This kind of talking generalizations can lead to defensiveness, and that's when the dialogue stops. The second horseman I'd like to talk about is contempt. So contempt is the behavior defined as basically insulting your partner. And this can be done verbally by actually saying, you are such a dot, or you could be using indirect methods such as being sarcastic, or you could roll your eyes. And an example is when your partner is talking to you and you just say, here we go again, without actually mindfully listening to what they have to say. So again, here there can't really be any dialogue if you are using contempt. The third horseman is defensiveness, and this behavior often is defined as a counterattack to criticism most of the time. Or whether this criticism is perceived or real doesn't really matter. But people use this strategy to protect themselves when they're feeling attacked, when they're feeling victimized. And they give the responsibility for their pain to their partner. Again, when we've got defensiveness, there can't really be any dialogue, because it just turns into attack, counterattack, attack, counterattack, and then it escalates. The fourth and last horseman is stonewalling, which also can be understood as the silent treatment. And this behavior is defined by ways of avoiding facing your partner and being real and showing up. So if you're stonewalling, you are finding ways to stop communicating, and you may still be using nonverbal gestures. Sometimes we can have stonewalling while at the same time engaging in behaviors that are quite counterproductive, that are designed to kind of give a hint, I'm not okay, such as, I don't know, banging pots or slamming a door. But then when the partner faces you and says, "Are you okay? What's going on?" then the response would be, "Yeah, I'm fine," which obviously means I'm not fine, but I'm going to shut you out. And so, of course, this is impossible for the partner to do anything with. So why do we engage in these behaviors if they're so counterproductive? Well, it comes down to knowing how to deal with stressful situations, such as the ones we're in. So, for example, when we're confined together and we can't get away. And a lot of us just deal automatically with these situations by rationalizing the best way to protect themselves. So this may mean pushing your partner away with any of these four behaviors, which again are criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. Now, psychologist and researcher John Gottman estimated that these behaviors are 90% accurate in predicting divorce or the dissolution of a relationship if you're not married. When they're not addressed, couples that exhibit this kind of behaviors actually divorced on average 5.6, if I remember well, years after marriage or getting together. So it's pretty much almost 100% guaranteed that the relationship won't last if you continuously use these behaviors in your relationship. Now, of course, the question why a relationship is broken down doesn't have one specific answer, but what is more relevant here is where is the problem now? Are you, for example, engaging in one of these behaviors? And if so, what can you do to improve it? So I'd be curious to ask you, and I'd be curious for you to ask yourself, what did you resonate with today? What is it that you do? First of all, let's start with ourselves. What is it that you do in your relationship when you get stressed to cope? Do you use any of these behaviors that I just mentioned? And if so, what's something that you can do differently today? Now, in the next video that I'm going to be doing in this series, I'll be talking about some practical tips of things that you actually can do. But right now, I would also like to give you a freebie, something that you can listen to, a free hypnotic audio that's going to help you break the pattern and create a more harmonious relationship. And this is especially for couples. So I'm going to give you the link now. And here is the link. And I'm looking forward to reading your comments, listening to any questions you may have. And I will see you in the next Facebook Live, which I'll be doing at 1 p.m. On weekdays on my page. But even if you can't catch it, don't worry, because you can catch it on the replay. And the replays will be on my page. So the page is Hypnotic Healing. So see you on the next Facebook Live.